Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the title is the name of the video is "The Title Still Goes to the Lakers, and the Clippers Must Be Ready." So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also be on the lookout for our Dreamerspro Premium community, and also be on the lookout for Dreamerspro.com. So anyway, let me get into this video here. So this is a topic I've been thinking about. I've been watching the Brooklyn Nets, and we all know the hype around the Brooklyn Nets surrounding Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. They got their first win yesterday, and James Harden had the first 30-point triple-double for a debut for a team. So they're going to be making a lot of noise about that. I think at the end of the game, he said something like, there's going to be scary times when Kyrie Irving comes back. And in all of this, people kind of fawning over the Nets, I think people are kind of forgetting about the Lakers. And it's not a wise thing to do. Guys, the Lakers, as we speak, have the best record in the NBA. If I look at their current record, the Lakers have 11-3. They're at 11-3. They have the best record in the NBA. The second team behind them is the Boston Celtics. Thus far, the Lakers are playing the best basketball of pretty much any team, if we're just talking about the overall record. Now, granted, they haven't played so many good teams, but they still have the number one record, right? The Clippers have played tougher teams, but the Lakers are playing who's in front of them, and they have the best record in the NBA. Now, another thing is they still have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and people kind of gloss over that fact, but it's a big deal. LeBron James is a big deal. This season, the guy's averaging 24 points per game, 8 rebounds, 7.7 assists, right? He's shooting almost 49% from the field, 38% from the three, which is an improvement from last season. He's shooting almost 4 percentage points higher than he did last season. He's shooting 73% from the free throw line, so his free throw shooting is up by 3%. His rebounds are up again from last season, from 7.8 to 8.1, as I said. His turnovers are down. And he's almost getting 1 steal per game, so his steals are down a little bit. Anthony Davis, on the other hand, has kind of regressed. Last season, he averaged 26. This season, however, he's averaging 21.7. He is shooting a higher field goal percentage, and he's actually taking less shots. Last season, he took 17.7. This season, he's taking 15.6. I'm not sure the reason why. He's shooting 37% from the three, but I'm not going to make too much out of that because he only attempts 2.9 per game. So he's not like a three-point shooter per se, although he can hit the three-point shot. His free throw shooting is down this season by almost 10 percentage points, 9. Last season, he shot 85%, almost 85% from the free throw line. This season, he's shooting 75%. His rebounding is also down, so he's averaging 8.3. Last season, he averaged 9.3. His steals are down from 1.5 to 1.3. And its blocks are down from 2.3 to 1.8. I don't know what that is about. Maybe he's injured. Maybe he's pacing himself. Maybe I don't know what it is, but he is playing a fewer less minutes this season. So maybe that's the reason. I'm not sure why. I don't follow the Lakers that closely, but they still have these guys, and these are still great players, right? The Lakers have that, and the Lakers have the most experience of any team, championship experience of any team trying to compete for a title. Talking about the Clippers, the Bucks, the Nets, the Philadelphia 76ers. The Lakers have the most experience with that, with title, with championship experience, because last season their entire team won, with the exception of some players that were moved, but they still have that. Now, the Clippers, on the other hand, they must be ready for a fight. Like, let's just face it. The title is going to go through the Lakers in the West. I think the title still goes through LA, to be honest with you, because they're the champs. And every year, until you knock off the champ, you haven't won anything. But in this case, the champs are playing exceptional basketball. Granted, they did have a soft schedule to begin with. Fine, I understand it. Anthony Davis is still trying to get his legs under him. I don't know why he's at. I don't understand the reason for the drop off this season. Maybe some Laker fans understand that better than I do. But nevertheless, they're still the top dog in the West, right? No one, even if the Clippers are playing exceptionally well, people are going to give the benefit of the doubt to the Lakers. Number one, because they just won, and number two, because of what happened last season, right? The Clippers got to go out there and prove it to people. Yes, they're playing good. People are not going to give them the credit, as you can see, but the Clippers must be ready. Now, thus far this season, the Clippers stars have been playing outstanding. If I talk about Paul George for a second, talk about a bounce back season. Paul George is averaging 25.3 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5.2 assists. But the most impressive part, he's having his best shooting season in the history of, like, for his career. He's shooting 50%, over 50% from the field, over 50% from the three, over 90% from the free throw line. So Paul George, and of course getting you 1 steal per game. So Paul George is having a sensational season. Kawhi Leonard is also doing his thing, shooting close to 50% from the field of 48%, shooting over 40% from the three of 43%, shooting close to 90% from the free throw line, 87%, and getting you close to 2 steals a game. So these guys are doing their thing, and they will need to keep doing that. The other reason I think these guys, their playmaking has improved so much, I think they're trying to make a concerted effort to build the confidence of their teammates early in the season. So when the playoffs are going to draw near, when they go into the playoffs, these guys, their confidence is already there. Number one, they've taken a lot of big shots throughout the season, so they will be accustomed to that. The Nicholas Batums, the Luke Kennards of the world, the Marcus Morrises of the world, even in some cases the Serge Ibaka's of the world, who can actually step back and hit threes. The Patrick Beverley, who I believe is always ready to take a shot and is very confident within himself. So I think these guys are going to be ready, and they're trying to build a foundation, a later foundation now. So by the time playoff time comes around, they'll be ready. The Clippers are doing something this season which they didn't do last season, which is play a lot of games together with their full roster. You can see Kawhi Leonard is now finally playing back-to-backs, which is going to go a long way, because last season that team didn't play more than 20 games together fully healthy. But this season, by the time things are said and done, they'll probably have about 50 to 60 games under their belt with their full roster playing together. And that's going to bode well for them, because that team last year needed reps. They needed to build continuity. You can see that Paul George and Kawhi Leonard have made a concerted effort to work out together, put in drills together before games, after games, and really make sure that they understand each other's tendencies, again, which is going to go a long way. You can see that paying off on the court. If you look at how these guys are playing well together, you can see that there's chemistry between the two guys. There's rarely any miscommunications on the court and miscues between these two guys, which comes from chemistry, being around each other, but also spending time with the other person helps you build chemistry with that person. And you can see that that's something that's beginning to bode well for the Clippers thus far in the season, which they're going to need come later on in the playoffs, because I believe now Kawhi Leonard is beginning to trust Paul George. You can see how they play together, that these guys have a real chemistry together. And I think they've been deliberate about that. Last season, they kind of left that to chance. But this season, however, you can see that the Clippers, these two guys have made a concerted effort to make sure that their chemistry is on the same page. And they will need that. The coaching staff must be ready. The Tyronn Lues, the Chauncey Billups, these guys must be ready for the Lakers, because the Lakers they will not lay down. They're not going to lay down. There's no way they're going to lay down. LeBron is trying to, he's trying to, what's the word? Not modify. He's trying. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank here. He's trying to not expand. Oh my God. Anyway, he's enhance. He's trying to enhance his legacy, and Kawhi Leonard is trying to make some more history. Be the only player in the history of the NBA to go to 2 different organizations and win a title with those. No, not the only player, but become the second player to join LeBron James. So some people may talk about the Nuggets and all of that. I don't really believe they're the real threat. Although I do believe Nikola Jokic is someone that's not to be trifled with, given the fact that I think up until this point, he's leading the season in assists as a center, which is unconscionable. But the Lakers are still the top dogs, and the Clippers need to be ready for the Lakers, because the Lakers are not laying down. People are there talking about the Nets. I think the Lakers are still better than the Nets. I think the Clippers are still better than the Nets, and the Clippers must be ready for the Lakers. But thus far, they're doing the right things. They have the right habits to ensure that when that time comes, that confrontation comes, they will be ready. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about the things that I said? Do you disagree? Do you agree? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Again, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the next video that we have coming up. If you enjoyed this video, once again, wish you guys a great day. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.